Welcome to the No Toss Given Academy. Today, we're diving into the art of not caring what others think, embracing your true self, not just performing for the crowd. This is your official invite to prioritize your own happiness and peace over outside opinions. Join our squad of unicorns, let your sparkle show, and start living unapologetically. Self-acceptance is the foundation of not caring what others think. It's looking in the mirror, flaws, quirks, weird dance moves and all, and saying, you know what, I'm pretty damn cool. It's permission to finally take off the costume and embrace your true self. Your uniqueness isn't a bug, it's the whole operating system. So, accept the little things, and soon you'll only need your own approval. We all want self-acceptance, but there's that inner critic, let's call it Karen, whispering negativity in our heads. You have to put that hater on mute. When it pipes up, talk back. Thanks, Karen, but I'm not taking feedback from the cheap seats today. Challenge those thoughts, and you'll build a shield against negativity, one step at a time. Let's talk about the addiction of our generation. External validation. It's that little thrill you get when someone likes your post, compliments your outfit, or praises your work. It feels good, right? Honestly, a little too good. The problem is, when we rely on that external validation to feel worthy, we give away our power. We're essentially letting other people's opinions control our self-esteem. It's like letting a random stranger decide your mood for the day. Why would we do that? It's time for a full-blown validation detox, and I'm your sponsor. The first step of any detox is to notice how much you're consuming. For the next day, just observe how often you look for approval. Did you post that selfie hoping for a certain number of likes? Did you tell that story in a way that would make you look cooler? Did you agree with someone just to avoid conflict? Don't judge yourself for it, just notice it. Awareness is the flashlight that shows you where the problem is. You can't fix a leak if you don't know where the water is coming from. Realizing how much we outsource our self-worth is often the wake-up call we need. Next, we need to replace the external source with an internal one. This is where you become your own biggest fan. I'm talking full-on hype woman mode. Did you get out of bed this morning, even though you wanted to stay under the covers? Hell yeah, you champion! Did you drink a glass of water? You hydration queen! Start celebrating your own tiny victories without telling a soul. The goal is to get that good feeling from your own acknowledgement, not from someone else's. This trains your brain to find joy and pride from within, making external praise a nice bonus, not a desperate necessity. Finally, practice making choices based purely on what you want, not on what you think will get the best reaction. Wear that weird, colourful outfit because it makes you happy. Listen to that cheesy pop music because it makes you want to dance. Order the messiest thing on the menu because it's what you're craving. Each time you make a small, authentic choice, you are casting a vote for yourself. You are telling the universe, and more importantly, telling yourself, that your happiness and your desires matter. You are taking your power back, one unapologetic choice at a time. And that, my friends, is true freedom. Okay, squad, let's move on to the next level of our not caring training: boundaries. If self-acceptance is your foundation, boundaries are the walls that protect your peace. What are boundaries? They are the invisible lines you draw around yourself that tell people what is and isn't okay with you. They are your personal rules of engagement for life. And here's the secret that all happy people know. No is a complete sentence. You don't need a 10-page essay explaining why you can't do something. You don't need a signed affidavit from a doctor. No is enough. So many of us, especially women, are raised to be people pleasers. We're taught that saying no is selfish, rude, or confrontational. So, instead, we say yes to things that drain our energy, steal our time, and make us resentful. We say yes to extra work we don't have time for, yes to social events we don't want to attend, yes to lending money we can't afford to lose. Every time you say yes when you mean no, you are disrespecting your own needs. You are telling yourself that everyone else's comfort is more important than your own well-being. That has to stop. Think of your energy as a phone battery. Every single thing you do during the day drains it a little. Some things, like hanging out with good friends or working on a passion project, might even charge it. But those things you do out of obligation, those are the apps running in the background, draining your battery until you're at 1% before dinner even starts. Setting boundaries is like going into your settings and closing those apps. Saying no to that draining friend or that extra project is you preserving your battery for the things that actually matter. It's not selfish, it's strategic self-preservation. Let's practice. Start small. The next time someone asks you for a favor you don't have the capacity for, try a gentle but firm no. You can soften it if you need to at first. I'd love to help, but I can't take on anything extra right now. Or, thanks so much for the invitation, but I need a quiet night in. Or just, unfortunately, I won't be able to. Notice how the world doesn't end. The other person might be momentarily disappointed, but they will survive. And you? You will feel a surge of power and relief that is absolutely intoxicating. You are the guardian of your energy. So we've established that saying no is our new superpower. But how do we know when to say no? This is where you need to become a detective of your own feelings. You need to identify your personal boundaries, your non-negotiables, your deal breakers. These are different for everyone. For one person, a boundary might be not checking work emails after 6 p.m. For another, it might be not engaging in gossip. For someone else, it might be not tolerating friends who constantly make passive-aggressive comments. Your boundaries are your unique user manual for how people get to treat you. To figure out your boundaries, pay attention to your feelings, especially resentment, frustration, and exhaustion. These emotions are like little red flags waving at you, saying, "Hey, a boundary has been crossed here." Think about the last time you felt really drained or angry after an interaction with someone. What happened? Did they ask for too much? Did they disregard your opinion? Did they make a joke at your expense that didn't feel like a joke? That feeling of discomfort is your internal GPS, telling you that you need to draw a line in the sand right there. Once you start identifying these moments, you can start creating your boundary list. Get out a journal or the Notes app on your phone and actually write them down. Be specific. Instead of "I need more respect," write, "I will not continue conversations with people who interrupt me." Instead of "I need more downtime," write, "I will block out at least 2 evenings a week for myself with no social plans." Writing them down makes them real. It turns a vague feeling into a concrete rule that you can actually enforce. This isn't about building a wall to keep people out. It's about building a gate and giving yourself the only key. Remember, your boundaries can and should evolve as you grow. A boundary you needed in your early 20s might not be necessary in your 30s, and you might develop new ones. This is a dynamic process. The key is to stay connected to yourself. Check in regularly. How are you feeling? Are there any situations or people that consistently leave you feeling depleted? That's your cue to reevaluate and possibly reinforce or create a new boundary. You are the architect of your own peace and happiness, and boundaries are the essential blueprints. Okay, so you've identified your boundaries. You know what your deal breakers are. Now comes the scary part for a lot of us, communicating them to other people. This is where the rubber meets the road, honestly. Because, a boundary that only exists in your head isn't really a boundary. It's just a wish. The good news is, you don't have to be aggressive or dramatic about it. Communicating boundaries can be done with kindness, clarity, and confidence. It's about respectfully stating your needs. The best way to communicate a boundary is by using I statements. This takes the blame off the other person and simply states your reality. For example, instead of saying, "You're always so negative and it brings me down," you can say, "I feel drained when the conversation focuses on negativity, so I'm going to have to change the subject or step away." See the difference? One is an attack. The other is a statement of your needs. It's not about controlling their behavior. It's about controlling your own participation. You're giving them information about what you will do if the boundary is crossed. Now, what happens when someone doesn't respect your boundary? This is where consequences come in. And no, I don't mean you have to ground them. A consequence is simply the action you take to protect yourself when a boundary has been crossed. It's the or else part that you enforce for yourself. If you told a friend you can't talk on the phone after 9 p.m. because you need to wind down, and they call you at 10, the consequence is that you don't answer the phone. If you told a family member you won't participate in gossip, and they start, the consequence is you saying, "I'm not comfortable with this conversation, so I'm going to go get a drink." Enforcing consequences is the hardest part, but it's the most crucial. It teaches people how to treat you. The first few times you do it, it will feel uncomfortable. People might push back. They might call you sensitive or difficult. That's okay. That's their reaction, and you are not responsible for it. Your only responsibility is to yourself and your well-being. By consistently and calmly enforcing your boundaries, you are not only protecting your own energy, but you are also building self-respect. You are showing yourself that you are worthy of protection, and that is a feeling more powerful than anyone else's approval. All right, team, let's get real. Values aren't just guidance counselor talk. They're your personal GPS. When you know what matters to you, you build your own foundation, not just follow trends. Your values are the principles that make you, you. They evolve as you do, and that's totally okay. Keep checking in with yourself, and you'll create a life that's authentically yours. You've got your values. Now, live by them. Be the bouncer at your own life. If a decision doesn't match your values, it doesn't get in. Ditch society's scorecard, crumple it up, and toss it out. Your path is yours. Measure your worth by how true you are to yourself, not by anyone else's standards. The real validation? It comes from within. Every day, your values shape your choices, big and small. From picking a job to deciding how you spend Friday night, living by your values means honoring what matters most to you. It's not about FOMO, it's about self-awareness and long-term happiness. When you live by your values, you don't just survive, you thrive. Social media is a highlight reel, not real life. Scrolling through perfect photos can trap us in endless comparison, making our own lives feel less shiny. The first step to escaping? Limit your exposure. Put the phone down, reclaim your time, and protect your peace. Remember, your unfiltered life is already pretty great. Unplugging doesn't have to be extreme. Start small. Turn off notifications, set no phone zones, and curate your social feed. Try a social media-free Sunday, or swap scrolling for a walk, reading, or a hobby. You're not just disconnecting, You're making space for real joy and connection. When you start to pull back from the digital world, something amazing happens. The real world comes back into focus, in glorious high definition. All that time and energy you were spending observing other people's lives can now be poured back into your own. You start to notice the little things again, the way the light hits the trees on your walk, the taste of your morning coffee, the sound of your friends' laughter without a screen between you. You're not just living life, you're experiencing it, you're present. And when you're truly present in your own life, the lives of others on a screen become way less important. This is your chance to get reacquainted with yourself. What do you actually like to do when no one's watching and you can't post about it? What hobbies bring you genuine joy, not just the ones that look good on Instagram? Maybe it's gardening, or baking complicated breads, or building elaborate Lego sets, or writing bad poetry. This is about finding your offline self. The person you are when the only like that matters is your own. This rediscovery process is crucial. It rebuilds your sense of self-worth based on your own actions and experiences, not on external validation from strangers online. You'll also find that your real-life relationships deepen. When you're not all sitting in a circle staring at your phones, you actually talk to each other. You make eye contact. You share stories. You create real memories that are far more valuable than any digital snapshot. The art of not caring about the opinions of thousands of online strangers is rooted in caring deeply about the connections with the few people who are right there in front of you. Your energy becomes focused on nurturing what's real and tangible, which is infinitely more rewarding. Ultimately, limiting your social media exposure is an act of defiance. It's you saying, "My life is not a performance. My worth is not measured in likes and shares. I am the main character of my own story, and I'm not going to spend all my time just reading the stories of others." It brings the focus back to where it belongs, on you. It allows you to define success and happiness on your own terms, completely disconnected from the digital popularity contest. And that freedom, that peace, is something no filter can ever replicate. Your vibe attracts your tribe. The people you surround yourself with either charge your battery or drain it. Supportive friends reflect your worth and lift you up, while negative ones hold you back. Choose a tribe that lets you be your true, wonderful self without fear of judgment. Time for a friendship audit. Think about who you spend time with. Do they energize you or drain you? Radiators lift you up. Double down on those relationships. Drains leave you exhausted. Lovingly distance yourself. Curate your circle. Your energy is precious. Choose who gets it. A support system is like a garden. It needs care, attention, and sunlight. Celebrate your friends' wins, show up in tough times, and be the friend you wish you had. When you nurture these bonds, you create a fortress of love and acceptance. Care deeply for your people, and you won't need validation from anyone else. Mindfulness isn't just for mountaintop gurus, it's your secret weapon for tuning out drama and living in the now. Think of it like hitting mute on your mind's chaos. Plant your feet in the present. Notice your breath, the chair beneath you, the air on your skin. When negativity hits, pause, breathe, and remember, you control your reality. This is how you become an unbothered, happy legend. Struggling to focus? Try the 5 senses check-in, my go-to emergency panic button technique for instant mindfulness. Stop, look around, and name 5 things you see. Notice 4 things you can feel, like your hoodie or the floor. Listen for 3 sounds. Notice 2 smells and 1 taste. You're grounded, present, and ready to take on anything. Your thoughts are not facts. Your brain is a 24/7 content factory, but not all its content is true. Mindfulness teaches you thoughts are just suggestions, not reality. Think of thoughts like clouds. Let them float by. You are not your thoughts. You are the observer. Remember, you are the sky, not the clouds. We spend so much time hustling that we forget to celebrate our wins, big or small. Life isn't just about major milestones, it's about those tiny, awesome moments. Be your own hype squad. Celebrate folding laundry, nailing a parallel park, or sending that scary email. When you cheer for yourself, outside opinions fade. You are the main character. Own it. Let's build a mental trophy room, a space in your mind for every achievement, big or small. Each time you're proud, picture placing a trophy on your shelf. This isn't about ego. It's about remembering your wins, not just your mistakes. Fill your trophy room and watch your confidence grow. Celebrating your wins isn't just a personal pick-me-up. It creates a ripple effect that transforms your life and inspires others. Each small celebration builds momentum, making confidence grow and success contagious. You show everyone it's okay to be proud of yourself. That's a pretty epic side effect, don't you think? Here's a truth. You cannot please everyone. Trying only leads to burnout and losing yourself. Even the most loved people have critics. When you say yes but mean no, you betray yourself. Disapproval is inevitable, but it means you're living authentically. Let's stop people-pleasing and start being unapologetically ourselves. Stop trying to please everyone. Focus on pleasing your future self. The you 5, 10, 20 years from now. Invest your energy in the handful of people whose opinions truly matter. Your personal board of directors. Their feedback is the only feedback you need. Everyone else is just noise. Your inner circle's approval, and your own, is all the validation you'll ever need. Being disliked can be liberating. When you let go of the need to be liked, you unlock pure freedom. Freedom to be your authentic self, to speak your mind, and to live boldly. See it as a badge of honor. Your life is your story. Hold the pen and write it for you. That's a wrap, my beautiful people. We've reached the end, but for you, this is just the beginning. The art of not caring is a muscle. Build it one brave choice at a time. Today is the day you start living for you. Go out there, be kind to yourself, and live your life. Peace out.